overthinking? I think we need more thinking.
He just flipped that switch on, and you saw it tonight. When as soon as he didn't get the blatant foul call that should have been called, he just made the Warriors pay for it on the other end. And you know when the MV3 is sinking threes that he means business.
Let's try to get healthy. Let's stay together. And if we can do that, we put ourselves in a good situation.
And over the shoulder, no-looker.
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? I'm CS Chandler here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So we had Nuggets tonight. It's been a day off since, back all the way in Friday since we've seen the Nuggets play. They had a day rest, we had a day rest, and now we're back at it to finish up the season series against the Golden State Warriors. They were in Ball Arena tonight to finish that up. The Nuggets were in their final 7-game stretch now of the season, looking to wrap up the season here against the Golden State and tie it up. If you don't remember, Golden State has won 2 games against the Nuggets. Nuggets have only won 1. That was in the NBA tournament that we got that win back all the way, 50 years ago. Now it seems like. But the Nuggets, looking for a little bit of revenge, looking to, those last 2 games that they lost against Golden State, unfortunately, I had to witness it there in person and then bear witness to the hanging heads as they walked into the locker room. And that the last matchup was in February of 2022, and I don't know if you already saw. I released the post-game interview that Adelman gave that I recorded. You can go and check that out on my page. But a lot of what he said in that, we've still kind of seen since that Golden State loss there, and so luckily the Nuggets have just been able to luck out with these recent wins, this recent stretch of wins here. But man, not like it's kind of frustrating when you see the same things happening over and over and over again. And it's like, are you guys even trying to fix it? Because it doesn't look like you're trying to even fix the problem right now. But nonetheless, we would get that the final matchup here. So going into this, I assumed that we were all done with the injury bug here. But lo and behold, apparently, AG has been dealing with some left calf tightness. Really difficult to say for some reason. Calf tightness. So, man, the first thing that came to my head as soon as I saw that was injury prone. Super, super injury prone. And it frustrates me that it has to be AG, the one that's injury prone, because if there is anyone that deserves a full, healthy season, it is AG. And yet here we are, hamstring issues, both sides, now calf issues, both sides. I mean, his legs are just taking a beating, and he's a tough dude. He's a very tough dude, and I know that his legs are very strong. They've got to be, but at the same time, when I do look at AG, I do see that he is very top heavy, and it's the same thing with Brucey B. He's very top heavy too. These guys have got to get better stronger legs going on, because the skinnier legs and top heavy stuff, like, it might get you a dunk here and there, but you gotta beef up those legs more to take care of them. But nonetheless, he would go out, and unfortunately, this entire game, he would not be the only Nugget that would join on that out list. Starting lineup would be Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson. Peyton Watson would sub in for AG there in the starting lineup, and Jokic. The Nuggets were wearing their Mile High City Edition jerseys, and the Warriors were wearing their white jerseys. And the Nuggets won. Let's go. Let's go. We are going streaking, everyone. Nuggets get the dub. Final score 116-93. A Munder win. And if you saw the first half and then checked out, you would not think that the Nuggets won by a Munder. This was crazy. This was a super crazy game to watch. And at one point, it was not fun. It was not fun to watch at all. Like, there was a little spurt here and there, and like, okay, yeah, now the Nuggets got it going. Oh, no, they don't. They lost the ball. Oh, now they're down by 15. Oh, no, now it's a 1-point game. Oh, no, now they're down by 16. Like, it was just all over the place. So let me just kind of break it down real quick for you here. First quarter, Golden State controls the tip, and Porzingis hits a 3 for the first bucket of the game. I mean, I think that right there, if it's not Draymond holding Jokic's arm down, it's Porzingis getting the tip there for the Golden State to always control the tip over Jokic and the Nuggets there. But we already know Porzingis is a demon from beyond the arc, so he hits these threes. He was already doing it as a Celtic. He was doing it as a Hawk. Now he's doing it as a Warrior, and hats off to him. He is a good player, just kind of annoying at times, and not the most likable one. I feel like he can be really annoying, as I already got said in during Eurobasket, I did not like his style of play there. But on the other end, Jokic responds with a 3, and he set the tone. He definitely set the tone for Nuggets offense to come. Not to say that it came really quickly, but it definitely did come. So Jokic with that 3 gets the Nuggets on the board. Jamal Murray hit high off the glass, gets the Nuggets their first lead. Short-lived, though, because Santos on the other end gets a layup, and Nuggets would fall down again. Nuggets then defense is, again, struggling to execute good communication. Golden State being allowed to hang very close and then eventually take a 5-point lead. Jokic then very slow. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I've been noticing that Jokic, his defense is good when it's one-on-one, but as soon as there's any space between him and the guy he's defending, he just doesn't care. He's not going to go and rush over and try to contest a 3. He's not going to go over and try to help another Nuggets player out and double him up or whatever. Like, he just kind of stays where he is and becomes more or less a traffic cone. And I was noticing that a lot. That's not to say that he didn't have a phenomenal game tonight. He was definitely the player of the game tonight. But the defense-wise, it's got to start with him. He has got to get better at defense, and he has got to hold the rest of the team accountable too. Adelman's not doing it. Someone's got to do it. Someone has got to step in and say, like, guys, we got to lock in. And Jokic, I mean, he has to lead by example. And right now, he's not leading at all by example. And he is just very slow. Santos then drills a 3. And Warriors go up by 8 then. And then Golden State goes with a double big lineup, which I thought was very interesting. They already had Porzingis in. They check in post. And there was actually a stint in the game where they had Porzingis, Post, and Draymond Green all at once on the floor. That's a huge lineup. That's huge. 3 of your guys are 7-footers. What the hell? And unfortunately for the Nuggets, it actually did really work. The small ball lineup did not work against them, which is so frustrating to me, because whenever the Nuggets play a big lineup against a small ball lineup, they get their asses beat. And so then when we go small against a big lineup, they still get their asses beat. Like, is there no lineup that the Nuggets can do to actually get an effective, consistent group of minutes going on? So they get that double big lineup going, and Porzingis hits a 3. And they keep their around that 8-point lead there. Golden State then eventually outscores the Nuggets in that first quarter. You kind of saw it coming, despite the fact the Nuggets did kind of make a little push, not big enough. So Golden State scores the Nuggets 28-23 in that first quarter. Second quarter, Nuggets start off with a lineup of Zeke, Najee. Among all people, Zeke, Najee got some minutes. And when I say that they mattered, I mean they mattered. He didn't make a single bucket tonight, but man, it made all the difference in the world. And this is what I've been advocating for Adelman to finally put him in the game. And you saw the rest of the Nuggets in that first quarter were struggling. They were struggling to do anything defensive. And the one guy that is willing to do that is Zeke Naji right now. He plays really good defense. And so he finally gets some minutes. Tim Hardaway Jr. Is also in that lineup. Brucey B, Piwatt, and Murray. Murray starts off with a mid-range, gets the first bucket of the quarter. And then on the other end, Zeke holds Milton down for a 24-second shot clock violation. Like, let's go. Let's go. Zeke the Freak needs to get more minutes. Brucey B for 3, buzzer beater, ties the game up at 28, and that was an insane deep 3 too. It was super fun to watch Brucey B tonight. He was looking like the 2023 championship level Brucey B. It was really fun. Then we got a little heated exchange that started off apparently with Cryer and Murray, who Cryer shoves Murray, Murray shoves him back. They get a little bit heated, and then Zeke comes in and has Murray's back. Draymond then gets involved, pushes Zeke, and then Milton gets involved as well. And then the craziest thing is that Gary Payton II has to be childish. And don't get me wrong, I actually really like Gary Payton II. I think he's really fun to watch on the court and to see how he interacts with the other guys and everything. But here was really childish because then he swipes Zeke Naji's headband off. And if you don't already know, Zeke has a bit of a hairline going on, and I feel his pain. And so the fact that Payton just takes that off for no reason, there was no reason to do that. And you just see there, it almost felt like Zeke was wearing a toupee, and he took Zeke's toupee off. Like, come on, GP2. You can be better than that. So they review everything, and Zeke gets hit with the tech, Milton gets hit with the tech, and Payton gets hit with the tech. So Murray would shoot the free throw tech there, and then they would Golden State would get the ball back, empty possession. On the other end, Tim Hardaway Jr. hits a huge 3 at the buzzer to give Nuggets a 4-point lead. Golden State then goes on a 6-0 run to take a 2-point lead. And we get an update, because I didn't even realize that Spencer Jones had anything going on. And apparently, he would leave the game with a tightness in the hamstring. That's worrisome. As we already know from Zeke Naji, or from Aaron Gordon and from Peyton Watson, these hamstring issues can be devastating. That really worries me. We are so close to playoffs now, and we have one of our best defenders now in jeopardy of a hamstring issue. That's going to be probably another 2 to 4 weeks, if not 6 weeks, recovery there. I mean, we're looking deep into the postseason there. We may not even see Spencer Jones anymore for the rest of the season. He might be done, which is really unfortunate. Let's pray that it's nothing major, and that he does make it back, if not for the Jazz game, for at least the Spurs game, because that's not the next game, but the next game. Jokic then checks back in at the 7-minute mark, and Zeke goes out, and immediately you felt the impact without Zeke, because immediately turnover is committed by CB, and then Golden State goes on a 16-2 run without Zeke on the floor. Go up by 10. Mostly led by Porzingis, who just continues to hit threes. And that's what happens when you don't have an elite defender on these guys. GB2 then gets hit with a flagrant foul by checking Piwatt. And some will say that Piwatt flopped. But if you look at different angles, that was not a flop. GP2 checks him like as if it was hockey. He totally checks him with the shoulder, bounces him into Podziemski, and they review it. It is ruled a flagrant 1. So Piwatt goes to the line, makes both free throws. Nuggets get the ball back, but then they turn it over. Great opportunity to get some chip down that lead and everything, and they turn it over. Yoke then gets super pissed on a blatant no call, comes back with a 3, and then a fading side shot, plus the foul for 6 straight points from MV3 to knock the lead down to 7. Podziemski then gets fouled by Piwatt, goes to the line, makes both free throws there to get Warriors first to 50, and then Post goes down. And this sequence where Post goes down was insane. It was turnovers left and right from the Warriors, from the Nuggets. No one could hold on to the ball. It was just chaos. People were going down on the floor. Finally, P-Watt with a floater gets the ball to sink, but then they call a timeout, get Post off the floor. He was done because he just came in for this game. He's been out with a left foot soreness. Pretty sure that it got aggravated in this game. He would leave. It was just mayhem all over the place. Both teams turned it over there. Finally, though, P-Watt ending that. But it didn't really matter because Golden State would still outscore the Nuggets 25-23 and take a 53-46 lead into the half. And then somewhere between the halfway point here, we got a completely different Nuggets. Like, it's like, if you remember Space Jam, when they go into the half and Bugs Bunny makes all the rest of the players think that they're drinking this amazing, super juice or whatever, and it's just regular water, and everyone had it in them all along. Like, it felt like that coming out. Because all of a sudden, we got a completely different championship-level Nuggets. So they start off again with their starters, P-Watt in that lineup there, as Jokic misses a wide-open three, which, again, I know I do what I just said, and they start off with a miss. Wait for it. Second attempt, Cam hits the three for the first bucket of the quarter. Kill Cam, y'all. Kill Cam. P-Watt then hits a major three to make it a 3-point game, and then Jokic, another three. This one goes in, and it's all of a sudden a 2-point game. Ball goes out of bounds, though, on with one play where refs will insist to jump ball it, which was crazy. It definitely looked like it was off of Gary Payton II, and yet they would review it, and somehow, because Kerr would actually challenge it, and they would review it to be off of P-Watt. And when you look at the footage, I did not see any part of P-Watt touching that ball, but somehow they rule it in favor of them. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. for three ties the game up at 61, gets fouled, goes to the line to make the free throw to give the Nuggets a 1-point lead. Insane play. Awesome for sixth man of the year, man. And just real quick, timeout here. I looked at how who the top players are in the conversation for sixth man of the year. Tim Hardaway Jr. isn't even in the top 3. What insanity is that? That right now it's Johnson of the Spurs, Kelton Johnson there, and right below him is Yamin Jaquez of the Miami Heat. You know, the 10th seed Miami Heat on the Eastern Conference side. He's above Tim Hardaway Jr. In a 4th seed level team, near 3rd seed in the Western Conference. And then there was who else was there? There was another player that was like, are you kidding me? But I mean, Naz Reid is also on there. He's like, I feel like Naz Reid is on that list every single year. Like, it would be great if the NBA would finally give some credit to some Nuggets players. And so, I just find that crazy that Hardaway Jr. is not. It was Reed. Sorry, Reed Shepherd is the 3rd man on that list. Reed Shepherd, who has had a terrible season. The only times that he's been playing well was when they were playing against the Nuggets, and even that last game he played terrible. The fact that Tim Hardaway Jr. is below Reed Shepherd is an atrocity. Are you kidding me right now, NBA? Like, this is just crazy. The fact that he is not even. I think he's hanging, depending on which betting tracker you follow or go into, which I don't do any of that, but I did research it. He can be anywhere from in the top 6 to the top 13. That's all where Tim Hardaway Jr. is floating in, from the 6th to the 13th, most likely to get that award. It's crazy, and I don't understand it. If he doesn't increase in the likelihood of there, then it's complete biasness, and it's just stupid. So either way, we move on. Golden State then comes back with 5 straight points after that amazing Tim Hardaway Jr. play, ending with a 3-point play from Draymond Green, who gets the lead by 4 once again for the Golden State there. C-Beat and Jokic then battle right back with back-to-back buckets. And then Pat Spencer gets the interception, kicks it to Pajemski for a 3, and Golden State gets right back up by 2 once again. And then we get CB, who gets fouled, ties it the game up at 69. On the fast break, Jokic to Tim Hardaway Jr. for 3 gets Nuggets a 5-point lead, and the Nuggets end with a 19-5 run in that third quarter, outscoring the Warriors 40-21. 40-21. It ain't done yet. Fourth quarter, Nuggets start off with a lineup of Brucey B, Tim Hardaway Jr., Strother, Big Val would finally get minutes, Murray, and then since the Golden State Warriors had the ball in the first, they had the ball here in the fourth, and Pat misses a 3. Big Val with a rebound. Nuggets not able to score in that possession, but on the other end, GP2 gets the 3 to drop for the first bucket of the quarter there. Murray then up and gets the bucket to drop in, plus gets fouled by GP2 to give him his 5th foul. He almost fouled out, and if you ask me, from that flagrant, he should have been ejected because he already had a tech from the tussle, and then the flagrant foul. That should warrant already an ejection, but he stayed in. And then Murray at the line makes the free throw to get the Nuggets on the board. And then Pajemski flops majorly and gets ran into by Bruce, who then they review it for flagrant foul. Luckily, it would be seen as a common foul, so no flagrant there. And then Jamal runs into Val. This was crazy, too, because then, I don't know what Val was doing, because Jamal definitely got the rebound, and Val just kind of stood where he was, and Jamal, not seeing where he was, ran right into him. And it looked like Jamal hit a wall, like a literal wall, like a brick wall. And he hits him, goes down, and then starts holding his neck. I don't need this right now. Val, what are you doing? You just got minutes. I'm rooting for you. And now Jamal, be more spatial awareness there, people, please. Got to protect Blue Arrow. So he goes down. Val, though, luckily saves the possession, despite the fact he just took out our main guy. Kicks it over to Strother, who then gets the straight to the rim bucket there. And it almost kind of seemed like it threw off the entire floor, because the Warriors even seemed like they were thrown off by that Murray hitting Val kind of thing. And so we got actually back-to-back buckets from the Nuggets from this, extending the lead up. And then Jokic checks back in at the 6:53 mark, and Pajemski hits back-to-back threes to cut the lead to 11. We had gone past 11 by now, if you didn't guess already. And then that was the lowest that they would get it down to, because then from there, Nuggets would just keep on building that lead right back up. Strother right to the rim on a one-timer off the glass, gets Nuggets first to 100. And the Nuggets outscore the Warriors 30-19 in that fourth quarter. And they even the series with the Munder win. Final score, once again, 116-93. Let's go, Nuggets. Yeah. We also got Deron Holmes the second minutes in that in the garbage minutes tonight. I mean, beautiful. Loved it. Anytime you get finally some minutes for Deron Holmes, Zeke Naji, and Big Val, we're cooking. But the one thing, too, is that there was a play there where Zeke Naji and Porzingis collided, and Zeke Naji then left the game. And apparently, we are getting reports that Zeke Naji left the arena in crutches. This team just cannot catch a break with the injury bug. It is crazy. So, also Cam Johnson went out. Killer Cam went out with the back spasms. So now we already had AG out but I'm sure he'll be back soon. Hopefully, knock on wood. And then you had Spencer Jones go out with the hamstring issues. Hopefully it's not serious. He'll be back, knock on wood. And then Cam Johnson left, and knock on wood, that's fine. I'm pretty sure he'll be back. His back spasms, it's happened before. I'm sure he'll be fine. And then Zeke Naji goes out. I don't know, man. This is just crazy. The injuries for this team. I mean, I will say the injuries for Golden State have also been super crazy, especially with Moses Moody. You know, at least we don't have any season-ending injuries. Hopefully, knock on wood. But just Nuggets have got to stay healthy. They have got to stay aware of their surroundings. Play good, but play safe, you know, and just if you look at this game, this was a tale of two halves. The first half, although very familiar to the Nuggets' recent style of playing, coming out with low energy and sloppy ball handling, you know, the drunken masters of the NBA style. But then the second half came, and somewhere in the half, the Nuggets went back into their locker room and ate their orange slices, and then when they came out fully transformed into a championship-level team, scoring 70 points and holding the Warriors to just 40. And it all started with Jokic and Jamal. These are the two players that need to set the tone, always, both offensively and defensively. With 6 games left in this season, the Nuggets need to be careful with these injuries, but still continue to play hard. Get that week off and a break right after the regular season before the playoffs, and then come into the playoffs ready to mow down all the opponents. Let me know what you think in the comments, but man, I think it needs to start with Jokic and Jamal, because they both, when Jokic wants it, he will get it. He just flips that switch on, and you saw it tonight. When as soon as he didn't get the blatant foul call that should have been called, he just made it, the Warriors pay for it on the other end. And then it happened again, and there was a kickball with Porzingis. Wasn't called. So then he did this crazy insane spin around, turn around floater that he typically will do when he's hot. And sure enough, he did it here, got it to drop. Like, he was sinking threes, and you know when the MV3 is sinking threes that he means business. So he just he actually got 4 for 8 threes tonight, and it was just awesome. Jokic, and unfortunately he did not get his triple-double. He was 2 assists away. And I will say one thing for sure, that I blame P-Watt a little bit for that, because there was a stint there where P-Watt just would not pass the ball. He was not passing the rock. He was continuing the hero ball play that is just really frustrating to watch. I love P-Watt. I think that is amazing he's back from injury. I think he will make a significant impact to the Nuggets, but the hero ball that he plays sometimes is just way too much for me. He's got to send that rock somewhere else, and not always just continue to try to think that he needs to be the one to make the bucket. When he starts to really adapt to the assist making style of play, I think is when his game is going to elevate even higher. When you start to see Peyton Watson with 10 plus assists, also scoring 10 plus points, NBA, watch out. That's when we're going to get the Peyton Watson of the future going on here. So let's really get into these stats here before we head out. Cam Johnson, in his short amount of minutes there before the back spasms woke up, he played 19 minutes, made 6 points, so a quiet game from Cam, but if he had back spasms, you can kind of guess why he had a quiet night. 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 for 5 from field, 2 for 4 from 3, 0 times to the free throw line, 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls, was a plus 13. Once again, you can have a quiet night, but still make an amazing impact on the floor other ways. And Cam John, Kill Cam showed that up with a steal and a block. I mean, the fact that he was a plus 13, never a minus. And then Peyton Watson, 22 minutes tonight, 10 points. So the fact that even frustrates me. When you are hero balling it with low points, like, send the rock, dude. I know you want to show that you got it and you're really frustrated that you're not getting it, but you got to pass that rock. Like, send it over to someone who's hot. Tim Hardaway Jr. was hot tonight. Brucey B was hot tonight. Jokic was hot tonight. Jamal Murray was hot tonight. I mean, send the rock, dude. Pass it up. Don't continue to ball hog. And there was a couple plays that were just frustrating ball hogging with P-Watt there. So 10 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, a little bit of swats in there. 3 for 11 from field, 2 for 5 from 3, 2 for 2 in free throws, 2 turnovers, 5 personal fouls, almost fouled out, almost felt like he wanted to foul out, and he was a plus 11. Nikola Jokic, the MV3, played the most amount of minutes of any Nugget tonight with 36 minutes and racked up 25 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal. He was 10 for 20 from field, 4 for 8 from 3, so 50% all around. 1 free throw, 1 free throw. I want that like everyone to focus on that. 1 free throw. For all the people that say he's a flopper and a foul merchant, 1 free throw tonight. And he definitely deserved more. He always deserves more. Let's just put that out there. He always deserves more because there is no other player on the floor constantly getting scraped and beaten up as much as Jokic is. And if you know someone, I would love to see those footage because right now I don't see anyone else in the NBA getting beat up as much as Jokic does. So then he also had 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, was a plus 16. CB, who was also, to me, frustrating. He was a little frustrating to me because he also got subbed in for Zeke. He took Zeke's minutes, and you could just immediately see the defense just dwindle, and which is really frustrating in the sense that CB is also supposed to be one of our best defenders, and he just did not have it again tonight. 32 minutes. 12 points, 3 rebounds. He was 5 for 8 from field in the times that he did shoot. So, decent enough high percentage there. 0 for 3 from 3, 2 for 2 in free throws, 0 turnovers, 1 personal foul, was a plus 17. Love the 0 turnovers, that's for sure. I will definitely tip the hat there for Browntown. But if you're not making your threes and if you're not having an offensive impact, you got to get up in some players' chili in the defensive end and really make that impact there. Blue Arrow, Jamal Murray, 34 points, and as soon as he was feeling it is when he hit Big Val and went down. He didn't actually make another bucket after that, which kind of proves too the ball heals all. But still, in his 34 minutes, he did make 20 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 7 for 12 from field, 2 for 4 in 3. 4 for 5 in free throws, 4 turnovers, 1 personal foul, was a plus 13. And I actually, now that I'm looking at it, CB was the highest plus minus of any Nugget tonight, which is just crazy to me. I didn't see that. I didn't see him as the best plus minus. To me, it felt more like Jokic and Jamal were, and if not them, then Brucey Brown or Tim Hardaway Jr. or Zeke. Zeke was phenomenal. Again, his stats won't show it, though. Bench-wise, we will talk about 6th man of the year, Tim Hardaway Jr. 26 minutes played, racked up 16 points off the bench, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 5 for 10 from field, 4 for 8 from 3, 2 for 2 in free throws, 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls, was a plus 12. 6th man of the year. I don't care what anyone else says. 6th man of the year. Deserves it. Timmy, in the face. In the face. And then Bruce Brown played 24 minutes tonight and racked up 15 points. So only 1 point shy there of Tim Hardaway Jr. And he had 1 rebound, 2 steals. He was 6 for 11 from field, 3 from 4 from 3. Bruce. 1 turnover, 5 personal fouls, was a plus 7. And then I just want to hit real quick as we head out here. Zeke Naji played 7 minutes, only 7 minutes. That's crazy to me. I think he should have played more of the second quarter, and he should have played almost, if not, he did go out in the fourth quarter, so, there is that factor, but he deserved a lot more minutes than 7 minutes. Again, 0 points, but he did get 2 rebounds. Didn't attempt any shot, but he also didn't have any turnovers. He did have 1 personal foul, which was, I think, the tech, and he was a plus 12. Like, those stats are not going to show you just how impactful he actually was, But the holding Melton down for that 24-second shot clock violation, pressing up against Porzingis, making it difficult for him. Porzingis actually tonight, he was 8 for 14 from field, racked up 23 points, and 5 for 5 from 3. Damn. But each one of those threes that Porzingis made, Zeke was not defending him at all. The other field goals, he was. So, there is a difference for our Zeke the Freak. So overall stats, we had 40 rebounds to their 41. So they actually out-rebounded us. And then we had 31 assists to their 29. We had 11 steals to their 9, so we outstole them. That's good. 4 blocks to their 2. We outblocked them. And a much bigger team than us, we still managed to outblock them. There you go. We shot 50% from field. They shot 42%. We shot 47% from 3. They shot 33%. We shot 91% from free throws. They shot 81%, sorry. 81.8. And then we had 11 turnovers. They had 13. We had 18 personal fouls. They had 18 personal fouls. I do really enjoy watching Golden State and Nuggets go at it. I think they have really fun games. I don't think I've ever seen a boring game amongst those two teams. It's always just fun to watch. Regardless, it's been fun the last 10 years or so. I actually hope that they make it out of the play-in. And if they do, they'd probably be either facing the Spurs or the Dust Bunnies there in that round 1, just depending on if the Spurs are able to catch up and take over the 1 seed, then they would face them. If not, then they'd face OKC. I think either way, that because if you remember, the 8th seed last year was the Memphis Grizzlies, and they got trampled on by OKC, which deservingly so. That's like feeding a lamb to a lion there. This year, I don't think that the first round matchup, 7-game series, is going to be that easy. I think if it's Golden State, they will take it to OKC or to Spurs. I think it will be a very close, maybe 6 games. I wouldn't say maybe 6-7 games, I would say. And if it's the Blazers, I think the Blazers have a better chance against OKC than they do against the Spurs. Because who gave this OKC their first loss of the year? It was the Blazers. So I think that if they were to attack it, similar to the way that they did in that first matchup there of the season, they could easily make it difficult for OKC and at least get a win or 2 before they got eventually beat. I don't think they could beat OKC completely. I think the only one out of Golden State and Blazers that could actually win round 1 is the Golden State Warriors. And then and you have the 7th and 8th seed right now, which would be a battle between the Clippers and Suns, which should be fun. If you remember 3 years ago during the Nuggets championship playoff season there, the Clippers and the Suns went at it in round 1 or whatever, and that was a really good matchup. That was a really fun one to watch. So I'm actually excited to see that play-in game between those two teams. And then I really want the Nuggets to face the Rockets. I want the Nuggets to be the 3rd seed and the Rockets to be the 6th seed. We face each other and we get a rematch of Timberwolves and Lakers there. I think that would be fun. So, but with this, let me just go real quick over the games tonight, because there were a couple that made some changes to the seating and everything. So crazy. I didn't get a chance to watch the Raptors and Magic game, but I heard that was insane, that the Raptors went on some insane run, 30-9 or whatever run to take a lead after being down by 20 or something like that. And then they actually they destroyed the Magic afterwards. They beat the Magic 139-87. Damn. Rockets also destroyed the Pelicans 134-102. And then unfortunately the Hornets lost their second game in a row now. I was really rooting for them yesterday against the Sixers, and that was such a good game too. If you didn't watch that game, that was a really fun game to watch. But they lost that game, and then they lost to the Celtics here 114-99. I'm pulling for the Hornets. I want to see them get out of the play-in. I want to see them get into some 7-game series matchups here. But they lost, and then the Heat also lost, so they're both at the bottom. The Heat losing to Pacers. Burn it all season. What I'm telling you, burn it all part of the season comes for everyone. It came for the Heat tonight. And then the Trailblazers obviously beat the Wizards. They didn't let the burn it all part of the season come for them. And then OKC beat the Knicks tonight, which I was really bummed about that. You know me and my Knicks. I was really hoping that the Knicks would get that win over them. And for a hot minute, it was really tight. And then as the flopping of OKC happens, it gives the game over to them in the clutch minutes of the game there. And so standing-wise now, because of this, the Nuggets are on a 6-game winning streak. I'm not going to, try to say something crazy about their winning. I'm happy where it is. I hope it continues, and but we don't know. We don't know with this drunken master style of playing that they have what's going to happen, and especially with the injuries now, what's going to happen there. I actually blame Jokic on that, because if you didn't hear his post-game last game, he already mentioned something about injuries, jinxed us. Jokic, zip it on the injury thing. X-nay on the injury, eh? And so 6-game winning streak for the Nuggets. Lakers are on their 2-game winning streak right now. They're probably going to win another one. Luka got hit with another tech, so he's not playing tomorrow when they take on the Washington Wizards. And who's kidding us? They're going to win anyways. They don't need Luka to beat the Wizards. Wizards are going to tank that one, and the Lakers are going to get on a 3-game winning streak. The only one that has a possibility of winning right now is the Cavaliers matchup against the Lakers coming soon. And then after that, maybe the Dust Bunnies can get a win over them. And that might be the only time I actually am hoping that they do, because it just helps the Nuggets out if OKC beats the Lakers there. Be very difficult to root for that team. Two teams I absolutely despise going at each other. So, but then obviously we have the Spurs on an 8-game winning streak, and then Minnesota just lost a game to the Detroit Pistons yesterday. So that was good. That extended our 2-game now padding between us and Minnesota. And so then, and then also with Minnesota and Houston are tied now with 45 and 29 and 45 wins, 29 losses. And so then after that, our next game is on Wednesday. Nuggets get a 2-day rest, thank God. So less Nuggets action this week. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. If I want to do a game in the middle there, or not a game, but a podcast in the middle there. Probably going to be pretty busy, though, between now and that Wednesday game, because I still got to do my taxes. But we got Nuggets and the Jazz. And we know how well the Jazz how well the Nuggets do against the Jazz. It's going to be a gross game. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to be a very, very frustrating game. You are going to be throwing things at your TV screen when watching that game. So just bear with us. Bear with the Nuggets Nation. Bear with them. It's going to be ugly. This is kind of how the rest of the season is going to look like. So they got the Jazz on the 1st. That's April 1st too. So, who knows? They might even throw a joke at us there. And then we wait 2 more days after that, Thursday and Friday, and then they're back at it this coming Saturday against the Spurs at Denver on Prime. That's going to be a Prime game there. So we will see what happens then. Let's keep this winning train going, Nuggets, and hopefully they do. So that's pretty much all I got for this episode, though. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And if you do feel gracious enough to give me a donation, I'd really appreciate it. The link for my PayPal is in the description below, as well as on the profile page. You can head over there and tack on a take about this team, about any of the players on it, about this game, or maybe if you want to talk about another team or another players or another game, you can. Or if you don't even want to talk about this sport, you want to talk about another sport, we can talk about that. Maybe baseball just started up. We can talk about that. Or if you don't even want to talk about sports, you want to talk about film, we can talk about film. I am a film professor, so I am definitely happy to jump in on those conversations if you want to put that into a little comment there. Or if you want to talk about music, I am also a musician. We can talk about music, and if you did, I would shout you out on the next episode. But I really appreciate that donation if you did, and I'd give you a shout out, so that's a little bit of incentive there too. You've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets with good vibes. We'll catch you later.